Hello, and welcome to another episode of Scotch and Stocks. Today, we're going to be talking about some important things. Cryptocurrency market is coming down into the close. NVDA finding a floor, it seems. Futures are a little bit higher, even though they've come down as the market opens, but we are 1 minute away from market open. We're going to be talking about the NVIDIA trade. Are you ready for it? Are you not? And hopefully, hopefully, we can make some money today. Whew. It is a scary day today. NVIDIA has earnings. We have also Mara earnings today. We had some important earnings yesterday. And we're making money. So that's okay. Oh, man. But I can feel the panic in the streets. I can feel the stress from everybody. And it's understandable. Many people have lost a lot of money. Altcoins are coming down. I have no idea why the Bitcoin has hit, but this is the target that we set. So we could potentially be in the lows of the rally as one of the last episodes with Adrian Larreal. It was a good day. All right, I just need to check that I'm live. I am live. Let's go. That is so weird. I have no idea why it's not working. But market seems to be finding strength into the open. There was a massive trade going into Nvidia today, and that was super interesting too. Oh man. Mm, mm, mm. Man. Having so many issues, I have no idea why. But hopefully we stop having them. And hopefully El Popular Andres. How you doing, man? Holy smokes. I'm trying to fix my chat. For some reason it's not working. I might have to stream with Stream Elements, which kind of sucks. But how you doing? You ready for today? Markets are finding interesting behavior, but the 85, this is a really good point to enter. Ethereum, also a really good point to enter. My Ethereum trade is going to the shitter. Good to hear, good sir. Good to hear. Um, Holy. Hmm. Man. All right. I'm not able to fix it for some reason, which kind of sucks. I guess I go cam right, but then cam right I have to turn that on. I guess I'm going like that because I can get chat to work, which kind of sucks. Oh man. But yeah, Today is NVIDIA's earnings, and it's going to be an interesting one for sure. At 3 o'clock in 26 minutes, we have the Amazon event, which is going to unveil the Alexa app. And that's going to be super interesting as well. Hmm. Yeah, for some reason it's not working. Oh man, Nvidia finding resistance at 130. So it turned out that, fair market value for big hedge funds seems to be 130 pre-earnings, which is very interesting because I don't think they're accounting for the growth of Nvidia. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, what's going to be happening with Nvidia, and we'll keep you up to date with the rest. But yeah, holy smokes. Oh man. Yeah, I'm doing this one as a little bit of a test to see what's happening, but it's not getting my chat, which kind of sucks. Leave page. Oh man. Oh, market's finding some strength. Let's go. Those NVDL trades are paying off, and those TQQQ trades are paying off today. It's gonna be a super intriguing day. Will it pick it up? Will it not pick it up? It will not.
picked up.
Alibaba is starting to get the upgrades. That's interesting too.
JP Morgan still expects Fed's quantitative tightening to end in the third quarter after Logan remarks. The strategists continue to forecast that the Fed quantitative tightening will conclude in the third quarter of 2025 after Fed's Logan remarks on Tuesday, though the risk could be earlier if a larger portion of committee suggests acting as a result of the debt ceiling. They say that given that Logan was the SOMA manager prior to her tenure as Dallas Fed, her comments carry extra weight when it comes to balance sheet and liquidity. Given this backdrop, and that Chair Powell did not touch on this in his Q&A, we continue to forecast quantitative tightening will end in the third quarter of 2025.
We seem to be finding strengthening tech today, but defensives are taking a hit today. Well, not even everything, eh? Mostly chips. So we are waiting. Like most eyes are here. That's very good. But cryptocurrencies, I want to know what happened here. That's for sure. How did we get to 85? At 85 right there, that was the buy order. There's so much. I think that's the key level. Let's test it again. Hmm. Huh. Wow. Give me a second here. That's interesting because they're divergent.
So agricultural secretary saying the US is looking to import 70 million to 100 million eggs to address shortage. Secretary Rollins saying that the US is in discussions with 3 to 4 nations on egg imports. Ten minutes away from the top of the hour, we get US new home sales units forecast 0.68 million, prior 0.698 million, with a range of 0.705 million to 0.630 million. US new home sales change forecast minus 2.6%, prior 3.6% for the month on month.
Create some kind of macro diversification, if you will. And Lale was talking about 2022, which is a good example of that. And so if you look at the overall risk of the portfolio in a period of crisis, a commodity can be interesting. We often discussing in meeting with clients. If you look at the 20 worst months for equities since the 1960s, out of those 20 months, broad commodities have showed positive return in 13 of those. And in fact, they have outperformed equities in 19 of those, right? So if you look at the months where equity really struggle, broad commodities historically have tended to do quite well and therefore brought relief to a portfolio that invests in both equity, bond, and commodities. So there is a real diversification advantage both on the micro level and macro level to add commodities to a multi-asset portfolio.
Yeah, I think that diversification is massively underappreciated. I really do. We're 20 minutes into the cash open. Just as a bit of a side note, just watching the S&P 500 here for anyone that's also paying attention. Good start, good first 20 minutes, which is good to see ahead of those NVIDIA earnings after the close later tonight. Another market we'll talk about now, gold, Lale. I mean, it's an inflation hedge for a lot of people, a reason why they might invest in it. With what we've seen over the last few weeks and months, it's been reaching new high after new high. Would you say that's the main reason gold is higher when we talk about that inflation hedge, or is there more to it?
I think that is one reason, but I think there is more to it. As we've said, inflationary pressures still intact. In fact, U.S. consumers' long-term inflation expectations, as data shows, rose to the highest level in almost 3 decades, and that is coming from tariffs, concerns of tariffs translating into higher prices. And usually gold is a quite good inflation hedging tool in portfolios in times like this. We call it the high inflation beta. In fact, over the past 30 years, commodities had an inflation beta of 6 to 10, meaning even a small allocation in a portfolio can offer outsized protection for higher inflationary pressures. Wall hedging as well. As we all know, the US president's upcoming tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and existing tariffs on China does reinforce the bullish view on gold. The second would be another reason would be the central bank buying that we're seeing, especially coming from emerging market central banks, led by the Chinese central bank, which I believe expanded its gold reserves for a third month in January. And it's actually started since the outbreak of war in Ukraine. And it does actually create a squeeze in the physical metal in Europe as well, and therefore increases the prices. So volatility hedging, higher inflationary pressures, and central bank buying, in my opinion, do provide tailwinds for the gold.
Yeah, and there's a few people I know that have been listening to this space that have been very bullish gold for last few months. So well done to them. They've got it absolutely spot on. Just as a side note, as always, do remember the communication is for information and education purposes only. It should not be taken as investment advice, personal recommendation, or offer or solicitation to buy or sell any financial instruments. Right, let's get into it. One question each to wrap up this session. It's been great to have all of you on. Pierre, I'm going to come to you first, and actually just talking about the sort of the partnership with eToro and all of that. Can you talk in more detail about the strategic and tactical allocation of the smart portfolio?
5 minutes away from the top of the
Yeah,
hour, we
so
get the US new
when it
home
comes to
sales units.
strategic investment
Forecast
in the smart portfolio, like I
0.68
said, it's a
million,
broad
prior
commodity basket
0.6980 million.
with
US new home sales
24
change month to month,
commodities.
forecast
But
minus
Lale
2.6%,
was
prior
talking about earlier
3.6%.
that in commodities, you don't invest in the commodity themselves. You're not going to start storing wheat or storing copper. So you tend to use a future contract. What's interesting about future contract is that there is a full future curve to look at, and the future curve represents the expected price of the different commodities in the future. And so the strategy tries to pick the best place on the future curve to try to position, right? So depending on what is the shape of the curve, there is a place of the curve which is going to be a little bit less volatile, which is potentially going to perform a little bit better. And so these strategies try quantitatively again to position on the right place of the curve for the different commodities to try to deliver an even better performance than just picking, for example, the shorter future contract, right? So you have this broad commodity exposure, which is quite intelligent in the way that it picks the different future contract on the different future curves. So that's for the strategic side of the portfolio. The tactical side of the portfolio, like I said, it invests monthly in 4 single commodities, 5% each. And the selection of those 4 single commodities is quantitatively based. It's used signals that we call factors. It used 3 factors: momentum, roll yield, so the shape of the curve, and the intrinsic volatility of each commodities. And so every month, we aim to select the 4 commodities that have the strongest momentum, that have sorry, the best roll yield, so where the shape of the curve is the most favorable, and also the lowest intrasec volatility. So we kind of combine those three scores together. We rank the 24 commodities, and we try to invest in the 4 commodities that score the strongest, right? And we do that every month to have this tactical rotation of 4 single commodities for those 20% of the portfolio. And so if we take the example of February, in February, the smart portfolio was invested in the broad commodity baskets, but also 5% in gold, 5% in WTI crude oil, 5% in Brent crude oil, and 5% in aluminum, following these quantitative signals.
Thank you. And just like magic, I'm also looking at the oil chart right now, which is just picking up in volume trading around sort of 68, 69 bucks. But recently it's just broken below that $70. But still, up since those lows that we got in December quite nicely. Lale, for those that don't know, I mean, there'll also be some that know it is important, but not necessarily why. What impact does the US dollar typically have on commodity prices?
Sure. I mean, generally, it has a significant impact on commodity prices because most global commodities, I'm talking about oil, gold, copper, agriculture products, are actually priced in dollars. And the relationship is generally inverse. As the US dollar appreciates, it becomes more expensive for foreign buyers to purchase commodities, and therefore it leads to lower demand and falling prices.
Tesla shares
I
up
would
about
say the
1.5%
the
after more than
correlation or the
8%
relationship
decline in the previous
is
session.
mostly in the energy and
1 minute to go
industry-related
now. Be leading
commodities,
with
as
the
I
US new
said,
home
as
sales
they're quoted
units.
in the US dollars. Agricultural commodities are also impacted by other factors such as weather patterns, and therefore, as opposed to energy industry-related commodities, they show a weaker correlation to the US dollar. But overall, as I said, an inverse relationship between the US dollar and commodity prices.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, when I got into the world of trading and finance and investing in October 2014, and one of the first products I ever traded was
According to
WTI crude oil futures,
MENA,
and
Egypt
that was one of the
rejects
first
proposal
things I
to
learned about
administer
the
Gaza
correlation
Strip.
between the dollar and the price of commodities. Let me tell you, it didn't help me. It didn't make me any better a trader trading crude oil. I have to tell you that.
10 seconds.
For some people, it's a great product, and I know many people trade that very well. For me, bit too fast paced, but that's for a story for another day. Nitesh, our final question for you and for our
0.657 million,
space today. What
0.657
is
million,
your
lower than
outlook
forecast
for
of
commodities in general
0.68
for
million.
this to say
Time
the
sales
rest of the
change
year? Do any
10.5%,
particular commodities stand out
10.5%
for
lower
you
than
right now
forecast
looking at
of
that period?
2.6%.
Yeah, great question. And we are very constructive on the commodity market for this year. In fact, our outlooks we've actually titled it "Finding Anti-Venoms in the Year of the Snake." Referring to the lunar
US
year of the
January
snake
median
in the
sale
Chinese
price of
calendar. Now, the year of the snake kind of
$446,300,
indicates that
or
there are
plus
some
3.7% from January 2024, which was
treacherous areas. And the
$430,400.
strong dollar, increasing bond yields have presented some challenges
Also,
to
the
the
prior
commodity
revised for the
markets.
US
But
new home sales
beyond
units
that,
of
we think that there's going to be some huge
0.734 million
amounts
compared to the original
of
prior
strength.
of
In particular, we talked
0.698
about
million,
gold
and
earlier
new
on
home
being
sales
that
change
hedge
prior
against
revised to
huge amounts of
8.1% from the
uncertainty
original
and
prior of
inflationary pressures.
3.6%.
Silver, which is closely
Also, Hamas
correlated
saying it will release
to
bodies of
gold,
4
but
Israeli
also
hostages
has
tonight.
an additional tailwind behind it because it's used for a lot of industrial applications that are actually seeing increasing growth right now. For example, solar panels and electrification of energy systems. So we're positive on that. In addition, we're very positive on aluminium, given that China has imposed production caps on it, and it's nearing those production caps. And not many other countries are actually investing much in aluminium production, and the tariff issues that are cropping up as
Dollar yen
well
rising
are also
0.5% to
leading to less
149.78.
investment in its supply. A number of other base metals like copper and zinc are also in supply deficits, as in
According to Wall Street
the
Journal,
production of
BNY,
those
America's
metals
oldest
is
bank,
less than the
signs
consumption.
multi-year deal with
So
OpenAI.
also they're seeing
That's
some
so odd.
positive uplift in terms of prices. And as Pierre mentioned earlier on, these commodities are reliant on, the returns on these commodities are reliant on the shape of the futures curves. And we are seeing an increasing number of commodities going into what we call a backwardation state, where the curve is tilting downwards, and that actually ends up adding an extra layer of performance to these commodities. So aluminium, copper, alongside oil, are all in states of backwardation, which is a good sign because it indicates tightness in those commodities and therefore likely price increases.
Yeah, thank you very much. Backwardation and
That's really
contango,
interesting.
that can be a conversation for another day, I reckon. But look, Lale, Nitesh, Pierre, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on with us today. For anyone that's still tuning in, thank you very much for joining. For anyone that's listening
So the Wall
on
Street Journal
demand, I hope
just
you found that
reiterating
useful.
what the
And it's
IAEA
great to
said this
be in
morning in a
partnership
report that
with
Iran
Wisdom Tree.
is
So
producing enough
everyone,
near
thank you,
weapons-grade
Lale,
nuclear
Nitesh,
fuel for a
Pierre,
bomb
thank you very
every
much.
month.
That's awesome. I think that's their first Twitter Spaces. That's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, any questions? I mean, markets are finding support at the 200 moving average. We could just be bouncing off and then heading back again, depending on what the news is today. This week is packed full of stuff, so we are expecting volatility and a lot of
The stock
de-risking was
610
done
gains,
yesterday.
Nasdaq up 1%.
The thing that has me kind of freaked out about this, it's whoa, that was a really quick correction. So just before market open, we saw a massive flash drop here to 85K, but we've
Jesse
recovered
says
all
that
that.
Amazon is
I
investing
wonder
more in
why.
AI than any other company.
Well, okay. So we're starting. Ooh, Amazon is investing in AI more than any other company. Wow. Amazon event. Let me have a look if we can get a feed somewhere. Too. Because I don't think there's a live event. Oh, there is. There's a live update, but there's not a live event. Hmm. Just have a look on YouTube. Maybe we can find it. Oh man. We don't have any comments in the Q&A, but there's people watching, so don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Tonight we'll be doing NVIDIA earnings, and we're gonna do NVIDIA reviews. Hopefully. We're not seeing anything. That's so odd.
US 10-year Treasury yield steady after new home sales data, last at 4.303%.
Those options trades from yesterday are definitely paying the bills today.
UK Investment Minister Poppy Gustafsson says UK is in open dialogue with Indian investors on tax.
I'm so surprised they wouldn't live stream that. That's so weak from Amazon. So because the thing is just like I don't think that they want to show the actual results.
US adds some China-based companies to OFAC SDN list. Russell 2000 index up 1.2%.
So he's speaking. Man.
Again, that's the US adding some Chinese-based companies to Office of Foreign Asset Control and specially designated nationals list up.
Actually, that's all right. So go to Twitch, then go to overall. You see Twitch. The stream chat's already engaging. So the stream chat is constantly live, as it is always in Twitch. You can find it in Twitch, and in the chat type, this is but a scratch. In fact, if I'm going to write that, then I should do it correctly and put tis but a scratch. That chat will go through. If we go back to Stream Elements profile, you'll see it's appeared over here as well. So Stream Elements is working with the chat for Twitch, but the chat for YouTube, it thinks is offline. That is the issue. There you go, chat offline. I mean, the chat isn't offline. The chat's clearly online. So this is my issue. So help. So who's going to help me? Who's going to help me? Who's going to tell me what's happening? Why does Stream Elements think that the chat is offline? Is the question. Or at least it's one of the questions. Why does Stream Elements think that is going on? Chat.
Even Tesla's outperforming right now.
Jesse, CEO Amazon, says that they have built or are building over 100 Gen AI features.
It's gonna be interesting because I actually dislike the Google AI assistant. When it first came out, it couldn't do anything that the old one could do. And then it's getting better, but it's still bad. It's still bad. It's cooling off. Hmm.
Offline Stream Elements. Is it in offline? There we go. What's it saying? Thanks. Hey, what is 2 years ago? It's saying there was a global issue in the last 12 hours. Interesting. Wasn't that? Why is everything free? I'm chat bot. I just want to chat. Terrible. Cheers, going on there. On the other sense, yeah, it's time changing things. You just look at things. Thanks, I'm not changing anything on the overlays. So nothing's changed whatsoever. All these overlays are the same ones I use for Twitch ones as well. So this is all about where the issue is that Stream thinks the chat's offline. That's what the problem is. It thinks that YouTube chat is not on. So it might just be an issue. It might come back. So I might try to fix something that's fixable, and it might come back and be fixed when they fix it. But the chat is definitely not offline. The chat is online. How much sensitivity to see? That's which one is fine. This is that. The thing. Any setting we change is text settings, color, all that stuff like that. It automatically takes the chat. So the way these things work, built into Stream Elements where you chat. When you're in a Twitch account, this is
ECB poised to approve Unicredit's investment in Commerzbank as soon as next month, according to sources. The ECB spokesperson declined to comment.
All right, I might have fixed this. Let's go. Let's try this out real quick.
USN Majority Leader Thune and House Speaker Johnson will meet with Treasury Secretary Besant and NEC Director Hassett at the White House on Wednesday, according to source familiar.
Market is healing. Such a pain. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Why was that that was such a massive drop. I want to look at liquidations here real quick, and I'm going to do a little video here. That wasn't crazy. 33 million. Wow. First Solar finding a foot. Finding some footing and bouncing off. That's good. That's very good. Portfolio is actually doing really well today. Mara found some interesting areas as well. Bitcoin on 88. As long as this holds, this should be good. Like I'm guessing market was just trying to spook. This is such a point. Like, oh my god, Adrian's gonna be static. He's gonna be like, I called it. Hmm.
Nasdaq 100 rising 1% to a session high. S&P 500 gains 0.9%.
They came up with 10 minutes away from. Wait.
10 minutes away until we get the crude oil inventories data, with the forecast of 2.40 million. For the prior survey for a build of 2.40 million, compared to the prior build of 4.633 million, with a range of a build of 4.271 million to a build of 1.10 million. Gasoline inventories forecasted for a draw of minus 1.4 million, and the prior was a draw of 0.151 million. Distillate inventories forecasted for a draw of 2.762 million, and the prior was a draw of 2.051 million. And EI crude crushing inventories prior was a build of 1.472 million. Just taking a look at the API data that we had coming out last night. So crude oil stock change came in at a build of 3.339 million. Excuse me. So crude oil inventories coming in did come in at a draw of 0.64 million, compared to the forecast for a build of 2.3 million. Amazon announces rebuilt Alexa assistant with generative AI.
Let's go. But why? When is the question? Hmm. Oh man. They've said it. Amazon should be going up. Actually, I want to keep a close eye on Amazon right now.
5 minutes ago, until we get the EI crude oil inventories data with a forecast of a build of 2.40 million or a prior
Amazon's
build of
finding interest after
4.633
this.
million. Gasoline inventories looking for a draw of 1.4 million compared to the prior draw of 0.151 million. I'd think here Israeli official confirms bodies of 4 deceased hostages will be handed over by Hamas around 11 p.m. local time. Distillate inventories forecast for a draw of 2.762 million compared to the prior draw of 2.051 million, and crude cushion inventories prior was a build of 1.472 million.
It's interesting how the overall market is bouncing from today. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as we get closer. I was expecting 140 in NVDA, and I don't think we're going to get 140, but we are finding resistance in the 130 bottom of the channel. So I like that, you know. But overall, the market seems to be healing, which is a good thing. I'll look at something. Chat GPT. Let me open my Telegram.
Trump hopes House and Senate are able to agree on tax cuts. So just saying that in his Truth Social post, saying, I hope the House and Senate are able to agree on making the tax cuts permanent.
So he's going to be doing tax cuts, which is going to entice spending, hopefully. We'll see.
It's interesting a decline from the Dixie overall. No news to back up the movement, as at the same time as seeing the S&P 500 seeing a little bit of a downside movement again. Well, let's see if we can find any sort of news related to the move and relay that to you as soon as we can. So far, nothing. 1 minute to go now. I'll lead with the crude oil inventories. Ten seconds. Draw of 2 spot 332 million, draw of 2 spot 332 million compared to the expected build of 2 spot 4 million. Gasoline inventories, a build of 0 spot 369 million, 0 spot 369 million compared to the expected draw of 1 spot 4 million. Distillate inventories, a build of 3 spot 908 million, a build of 3.908 million compared to the expected draw of 2.762 million. Crude Cushing inventories build 1.282 million, build 1.282 million. Did see a very small movement towards the downside on WTI, not really seeing a huge amount of movement there. We've also posted out the report for the EIA weekly petroleum status on the Financial News feed for you to read through. Just a reminder, at the top of the hour, at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Trump and Musk attend cabinet meeting. So it does say on his schedule that it will be a White House press pool, but we'll see if we can try and find a video of that and relay that to you as soon as we can. So seeing shares of NRG Energy extending gains last up 11%. And Israel's PM Netanyahu just reiterating what's already been said, but saying Hamas to hand over 4 hostage bodies tonight. Economy Minister says Italy calls for EU joint debt issuance to boost defence spending. So, just in regards to Trump's cabinet meeting, including Musk at that meeting too, according to Fox News and some of the other wires, there'll be a taped playback. So, we'll get the headlines coming through to us anyway, but there'll be a taped playback after the comments are done.
All right, there we go. All right, he made it. He's here. Bam. Managed to get it done. Good. Okay, we're doing progress.
US exports of total petroleum products fell in the latest week to the lowest since October 2023, according to EIA. Fed's Barkin says government job cuts won't cause volatility in GDP. So Barkin speaking during the Q&A in Virginia. No video.
Amazon found some strain in this, but the market seems to be pretty tamed. I mean, we're just bouncing. Yesterday there was just like peak fear, it does feel. But we've been in peak fear for a while.
So yeah, no video for Feds Barkin. US gasoline futures extend declines after EIA data shows surprise build.
So we figure that out. Markets are pumping. Everything is low. And whenever I feel it's this so true. Whenever I feel that sort of panic, it's just great. All right, I'm gonna have to do this. Hmm. So if I do a random stream, it picks it up. But if I don't do a random stream and I set it up, it doesn't work, which is outrageous. Oh man. Ooh. Let's have a look at this and see if that works. So it does pick it up. It does know.
Ten minutes away we're expected to, well, the meeting of Trump and Musk attending cabinet is due to start. Remember, this is closed. Well, this is a White House press poll, so we probably won't get a video for it, but there might be a video after the event happens.
with. We're going to do 90.
I posted on eToro. I'm testing a couple of things. I need to fix this because it's not showing the freaking chat and it's like driving me nuts. Just Nvidia, 8:30, bro. 8:30 for me. You know, so 9:30 for you. But yeah, no worries, bro. Thanks for popping by. Good to see you. Mm. All right. It seems to I might seem to have figured it out maybe for now. Kind of sucks, but hey. 152 votes. That tells you how many people are paying attention to this. Wow.
So less than 3 minutes to go until we're expected to get the meeting with Trump, Musk attending the cabinet meeting. Again, no live video for this. It's a White House poll, so there's probably going to be a video after the event happens.
Hmm.
UK's Reeves on decisions on tax. The decision on tax are for UK government to make. On March 26th budget update says we acted in October to secure public finances and public services now need to live within means. Reeves says confident trade and investment flows between the UK and the US can increase. Reeves says that Labour will go faster in reforming public services. Also saying that Britain can increase trade with the US under Trump. Cable rises 0.3%, the highest since December 18th. European bank stocks up 2.4% to fresh over 16-year high.
¿Qué fue, pequeño? Estamos live aquí en Scotch and Stocks.
A lo pequeño.
¡A lo pequeño!
No jodas,
Ey,
como siga Nvidia
ey.
a 140,
¡Ey! Me asumo que metiste plata ayer. Asumo porque me lo leíste como si hubieras tenido la chuleta.
Metí en lo que pude, pero no pude cargar a lo loco. Si es que no tengo dinero, bro.
Joder.
De los
140, baby.
ETFs por 3 sí que compré de todo.
Nice. Joder. Tío, joder. ¿Cómo está la vaina?
La
Pequeño?
lectura que te hice el viernes del mercado, ¿qué tal?
Ey, excelente, cónchale. Si seguís así, coño, te veré en la cima, pequeño. Te veré en la cima. ¡Joder!
Si sigo así, al final me copia y bro.
¿Cómo no tenés idea? De una vez. Ay, vaina. Sí, mercado se asustó. Yo sé que se asustó. Ay,
A ver,
vaina.
porque le queda un 5 para los 140 y sé que no lo va a hacer, pero llevo 2 días asustado pensando, madre mía, como Nvidia llega a los 140. A ver quién aguanta a mi colega.
Verga, no tenés en cuenta. Es que yo te digo, antes de los earnings está en 140.
Dios mío.
Y acaba de decir Trump que ya le van a firmar el contrato de los minerales y que jamás se está calmando y está devolviendo a lo parte de los rehenes.
Ya.
Pequeño, ¿y vos cómo estáis?
Bien, aquí estoy dándole caña. Llevo toda la mañana liado haciendo mierda de lo de importar y capullos, pero bueno, nada, he hecho trading, he ganado y aquí estoy.
Está
Voy
bien.
a ver qué depara la tarde. Así que nada, voy a dejar de mirar el mercado para no gafarlo. Y el Bitcoin bajando otra vez hoy, vaya fucking bullshit. Todo vuelve al soporte, tío.
Es que el soporte todo rebotó del
Mira
200
cómo
day moving.
Bitcoin volvió a los 86.000, tío. Y todo el
¿Viste?
FOMO antes,
Pero
Bro,
viste cómo hizo 85, cómo llegó a 85 y rebotó.
Bro, hay que tener, o sea, siempre todo llega a soporte, tío. No voy a volver a comprar nada hasta que no esté en punto de compra, tío. O sea, mira Nvidia, 110, 115 llegó. No, el DeepSeek, todo lo que tú quieras, bro, pero siempre por H o por B, todo vuelve a soporte, tío. Siempre, no falla. no falla. Ahí es donde hay que comprar, tío. O sea, es que tú me dices, no, el análisis técnico es bullshit.
No,
¿Qué va? O sea,
el
el más
análisis
importante
técnico
es el que tú dices,
funciona.
pero el
Claro.
técnico para darte la entrada y la salida es Dios, tío. O sea,
Sí, 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 es que yo no te digo que no, pero yo digo usar los dos. Vos tenéis que usar los dos. Tenéis que saberte la historia y tenéis que saberte cómo se está comportando el mercado y tenéis que saber que potencialmente no siempre afecta así.
ya, no. Sí es verdad que yo no siempre utilizo los dos,
A mí me
pero
gusta usar
fuck.
los dos. A mí me gusta usar los dos.
Hay veces que no es eso porque mira Amazon qué rebote se ha pegado y podría haber llegado a 200, ¿sabes? Era el soporte bueno de Amazon, 200, 190 y no ha llegado, que a lo mejor llega, pero hay otras veces que llega al dedillo, tío.
Ay, vaina pequeña, pero bueno.
Nada, bro, pues vamos a ver lo que hace. Vamos a ver lo que hace.
Va a estar interesante hoy va a estar candela el mercado. Hoy sacamos uno de los riesgos más grandes que hay, por lo menos por ahora, que es potencialmente que vayan a parar los gastos de chips. Y después de eso vamos a ver que potencialmente va a haber GDP mañana. Y después vamos a potencialmente tener los carles esta semana de Ucrania y de Ucrania y de Israel. O sea que ya estamos hablando, o sea, esto está para tradearlo, pequeño, esto está para tradearlo. Pero lo único que me preocupa es que Bitcoin no ha agarrado todavía fuerte.
Ya, ya eso a mí también.
Bien asustado porque eso sí es riesgo parejo, eso es riesgo puro. Entonces, que no agarre ahorita, la gente lo que está asustada, tal, pero el resto del mercado sí está bien. Entonces, ¿qué, sa-
Et-
qué-
et-
qué saben los bitcoineros que no sé yo? Es la
Eh,
pregunta del millón.
Bro, la verdad que hay acciones que hay que tener cojones para tradearlas, Mira esta de Temp, la de la Pelosi esa de mierda. Hizo earnings malos, creo, cayó un 38% y desde entonces ya lleva un 22%. Madre mía, es que esas tienes que ser valiente para tradearlas,
Ya.
Esas tienes que ser valiente, tú. SMCI otro 20. Bro, la que sí me jode es Baba, tío. Fuck.
Y la
Baba,
baba también, baba está interesante. Voy a hacer un episodio con un pana que conocí en lo de Toro.
yo quería pillarla, tío, pero no. El otro día cuando cayó la hubiese pillado, pero no me di fucking cuenta, tío.
Bajó todo, bajó todo.
Tío, ha
Oportunidades hay en todos
bajado que
lados.
te cagas. Esta de Teladoc, esa que te dije,
Ujú.
está baja. Pues el pavo este de mi comunidad lleva 6.000 pavos en contratos, tú. Madre mía, cómo está la peña de la cabeza. Eso sí es jugar, Néstor?
Ya.
O sea, se levanta mañana menos 6.000 o se levantan más 30.000.
Ay, vaina.
Dios mío.
Joder, joder. Y después Mara. Mara es otra. Mara es otra que interesantemente subió cuando Bitcoin estaba bajando ahorita. O sea que ya la gente le está empezando a poner la lupa.
¿Dónde está Mara? Aquí. Uf, Mara está en la mierda, bro.
Sí, 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 sí. Pero en términos de market cap, no.
Pero está buena para meterle,
Ujú,
Puede ser una apuesta,
ujú.
Si el Bitcoin tira, flipa,
Eso es correcto.
Mara está ahora mismo para pillar unos contratos para, yo que sé, abril, por ahí. ¿No?
Mara. Mara es tricky. Mara es tricky. Mara está
Mara,
tricky, tricky.
está jodida, sí.
Ya, ya, ya. Mara está tricky, Mara está tricky. Mara está tricky. Pero yo pienso que Mara hoy en los earnings requete bien. O sea, like, va a ser nasty, ¿sabes?
Perfecto. Ay, que tiene hoy earnings.
Claro, pequeño.
Uf.
Entonces, en todos los earnings, el precio de Bitcoin ha estado entre 90 y 100. Entonces, o sea,
Ya.
todo ese quarter. Y eso, I don't think the company's accounting it.
Ya.
Ya.
Habrá que verlo.
Eso es correcto, pequeño.
Habrá
Eso
que
es correcto.
verlo, pequeño. Venga, bro, pues te dejo. Luego, si puedo, cuando vaya para el gym te llamo.
Dale, pues, bueno, yo voy a hacer el live stream, así que está pendiente.
Ah, hostia, es verdad, es verdad, es verdad. Venga, pues no, pues te veo luego en el stream.
Dale, pequeño. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye. Market volatility is ugly. Ugly. Does feel that money. Where's money moving to? Ay, verga. The small things in life sometimes. Ay, verga. Joder. ¿Qué ha pasado aquí, Dios? Joder. Hmm.
Bank of England Stingray, due at the bottom of the hour, delivering the Dow lecture at the National Institute of Economic and Social Research, speeches on trade, fragmentation, and monetary policy. US federal agencies directed to prepare for large-scale layoffs in OMB OPM memo, according to Fox News. Fox News adding that federal agencies have to submit reorganization plans by March 13th. So for DINGRA, text is to be released, and it's open to media with Q&A on record.